Welcome to Over Desync. I'm Jason, and in today's episode we're going through how to program a replacement engine control module in a Holden VF Commodore. So first off, we're going to kick on the ECM Tyre. This is then going to begin loading in the available options and also show the licensing screen if you haven't licensed already. We're going to go and click to the flashing tab, and we're going to go and click on Write. This is going to have a pop-up indicating it's going to put factory tune into this car. So if you do have a custom tune, it will wipe that and put the factory tune in. Do make sure you do have a battery maintainer fitted during the flashing procedure. Very important to do, since this can take several minutes to complete. And we want to make sure that we maintain a high battery voltage during the entire flashing procedure. So we can see it's begun setting up for the programming sequence, and then we're going to see it's going to start actually flashing in the required calibrations. So this procedure can take a couple minutes depending on the engine computer or the type of car at the time. We've sped this section up just a little bit so they're not waiting around for the whole entire part of it. If there was an operating system update, that will take even longer than this. This is only a calibration only write procedure. It's roughly about a minute and a half on this ECU. Once it's all done, it will then indicate that it's performing its final flashing finalization, which we'll see in the next sort of 10 seconds. And there we have it. It's now performing its last bits and pieces, and it will then have a pop-up indicating it's now completed. So when ready, we're going to go ahead and click OK. Going to head over to the Learn Functions tab along the top, and we can see I have multiple different options. We're going to first start off with the tire size configuration, and we'll press go. This only takes a few seconds for it to complete. This will remove the tire size configuration fault code that you would see in the DTCs when you replace an ECU or fit a brand new ECU. So that's done. We can now go OK. We're now next going to perform a VIN Security Link, so press go. This will have a pop-up indicating it will take approximately 11 minutes, so you must have a battery maintainer or charger fitted, must turn the ignition on, and make sure your headlights and radio are off. We'll then see we have a 660 second or 11 minute timer countdown. I've sped this section up so that we're not waiting around for the full 11 minutes, but it's very, very important to make sure you have that battery maintainer fitted, since it will drain a battery within that time frame with the ignition sitting there on without one. So we're going to start replaying this again at the 5-second mark. This will then indicate it's performing its security linking, and we'll have our next pop-up indicating to turn the ignition off. So we'll turn the ignition off now. We then have to wait another 60 seconds. I've sped up again this part so that we're not waiting that full time. It is very important to make sure we are following these steps as they're requested, as it's part of the VIN Security Link procedure. We then get a pop-up indicating to open the driver's door and then close the driver's door, then turn the ignition on, and then we can clear any pending faults. So we've gone ahead and done those just now, so we'll press OK, and the VIN Security Link procedure is now completed. We're now going to move on to performing the Immobilizer Security Link. This takes approximately 15 minutes to complete. You must have ignition on. Make sure that you have the battery maintainer fitted and your headlights and radio are off. So we're going to turn the ignition off now. We're going to turn it back on. And now we have to wait the 11 minutes again. So again, as before, I have fast forwarded this section simply because we don't need to wait around for that full 11 minutes in this video. This is very important to have that battery maintainer on again, because we are waiting for quite a significant time with the ignition on. So getting to our last 5 seconds, we'll see our next steps from here. Performs our required security task. We'll then have our next pop-up, so we need to turn ignition off. Now need to wait again 45. This part has been sped up slightly just so we're not waiting for that full time. Now turn ignition on. It will begin its next part of the security learning. We need to turn ignition back off again. Another 45-second wait. turn the ignition back on, and then it indicates that we can now try and start the vehicle. If you have a manual car, you do need to do a clutch pedal learn first, otherwise you will not be able to start the car. And this is an automatic, so our next step is actually to do the crankshaft position variation learn. So we're going to go ahead and press go. This is now going to indicate what we're going to be doing next. So we need to make sure we've shifted the transmission into automatic or neutral for manual vehicles. We've set the parking brake, we've turned off the AC, and we've left the engine idling until it reaches operating temperature. So very, very important to make sure that the car is at operating temperature, otherwise this will fail. So we've got the car turned on and running, and we've got it at the operating temperature. It's then indicating that we need to accelerate until 4,000 RPM or until the fuel cut limiter is reached. That is controlled by the engine computer, so if you rev it all the way up, it will cut off at that 4,000 rev limiter, and that you only have to do that once. Once it's all done, you can click OK, and that's now completed. You can then head over to DTC, so you can then read and clear any history or pending faults. Other than that, you're all completed. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.